The only reason Boston wins is because they cheat. Listening in on our team's headsets, fattening our cheerleaders. You know, for 3 games last year, Boston used a volleyball painted brown.
That was never proven.
We don't cheat. We won 12 division titles in 10 years, fair and square.
You're just jealous of all our championship rings.
Stupid cheaters! You cheat! You flip out when people say you cheat, and everybody knows you're nothing but a big bunch of cheaters!
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mozette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mozette. Welcome to 12's episode 417 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show as your Seattle Seahawks get ready to take on the New England Patriots. So sit back, relax, grab a desired beverage or sin of your choice, and remember, we will never deflate the time you spend with us. All right, let's meet the posse for this episode. First, from merry old England, not New England, merry old England, my partner in crime, yin to my yang, it is Matt. Hey, kids, Matt's here. Say hi.
Good morning, Moses.
Good morning.
Kids.
How are you?
I am home. I'm back in the land of decent cups of tea, hot crumpets, and a monarchy that doesn't require an electoral college.
Ooh. Ooh. Jamming at us already. What did you have? Something about, I'm with her and you had a picture of your queen? I thought that was very funny.
Damn right.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of queens, no, I'm kidding.
Hey!
That's me.
Next,
it's my
from
job.
the state of Washington, our very own news hound who likes to listen to the rock group Queen. Don't you, Will?
Yeah, I got one vision right now, and it's me kicking your ass.
No! Look out. 12-Man editorials can be found on SeahawksSound.com website. You know him as Shadowhawk. We know him as well. Hey, kids, Will's here.
Hi, kids. Hi, Moses. Hi, everybody.
How are you, Will?
Well, I was doing well until about 30 seconds ago. Ouch.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the rock group. Well, one person that's not here, that's usually here from our policy, of course, is Dustin. And I'm not sure what happened to Dustin. Last I heard, he was carried off in a mob up in Seattle, and I'm not sure where he may be winding up. But
the Lollipop Guild came to reclaim it their own. So.
Munchkin King. He's the Munchkin King.
I did not say that, Dustin. But no, he's out. He's out on deep assignment, so... it will just be the three of us this evening, and let's get to it, gentlemen. This show is run like a real NFL football game. 4 quarters and a halftime. First quarter news with Will. Second quarter, we're going to discuss the Seahawk-Bills game from last week, and we will look at how we fared in last week's predictions. At halftime, of course, is the best Seahawk-themed play-along game on the internet. 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia. And Dustin won last week, but he will not be here to defend his crown. It will be Mano y Mano. Matt and Will. Quarter 3, we learn about Bill Belichick. I tell you some things that you may not know about Bill Belichick, and we prepare you for the upcoming game between the Seahawks and the Patriots. And of course, fourth quarter, we put all that information together and we make our predictions, prognostication, and game balls for the Patriots game. Remember, like, share, subscribe, Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We do a game thread on there. Twitter at Seahawk Positivity. Email 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. And let's go ahead and get the first quarter with Shadowhawk, Will, and the news. That's right, news while you are trying to recover from an epic Monday Night Football game. It's the 12-Man Fan Jam Show News Report with Shadowhawk. Will, what you got for us?
Well, Moses, as you may remember, we had a bit of an election a few days ago.
What?
Yeah, I know. It slipped my mind, too. But lost in the shuffle of some other ramifications from that election is the fact that 5 more NFL teams are now going to be playing in states where marijuana is legal for recreational use.
Woo! Yeah!
Yes, of course, Washington State, my beloved home state, and Colorado legalized weed for recreational use back in 2013. This year, California and Massachusetts have done so. So now the 49ers, Raiders, Rams, Chargers, and Patriots all play in states where smoking up is legal.
Nice.
If you add states that decided to make marijuana legal for medicinal purposes, you'd have to add Florida to that list, which adds the Jaguars, the Dolphins, and the Buccaneers. And, oh, by the way, if the Raiders do move to Nevada, weed is legal for recreational use there now, too. So it's quickly becoming an issue that the league can't ignore for too much longer.
Well, pretty soon the Monday Night Football thing will be replaced with this. If you know what this is. Rainy Day Women, 12 and 35. Also known as Everybody Must Get Stoned by Bob Dylan. That'll be the new theme song for the NFL.
I was going to play some ball, but
It'll be that. That's sad, too. Or I'm sure if Dustin was here, he would throw out his ever popular "Because I Got High, I Played the NFL," you know. Matt, tell us about. We're not from England, so what's the deal over there?
Yes.
Is it legal? Can you smoke it? What's the deal?
No, it's not. I just think it's amazing that marijuana won more states than Hillary Clinton.
No!
Oh,
Just,
all right.
it's incredible, isn't it?
Wow.
It's incredible. No, it's not illegal over here. It's an illegal substance.
But again, you don't have that far to go to get to Amsterdam.
Yeah, because according to Pulp
indeed,
Fiction,
just travel
it's
across
illegal to have it, but yeah,
no,
okay.
we just go over to Amsterdam and smoke it up.
All right.
Got a pancake.
Well, pretty soon we're all going to be, as Bob Dylan would say, everybody must get stoned. Pretty much, I guess we all will in the NFL. That was a very high story there, Will. What else you got?
Well, Moses, my next story involves one of the teams in last night's football game that, frankly, you had to be smoking weed to enjoy that one. But, it's hard to remember, but, the Cleveland Browns were actually good back in the day. In the All-American Football Conference and then in the NFL, they only had one losing record. Losing record only once in their first 24 seasons.
Mm-hmm, it's true.
Things are slightly different now, of course. And actually, the loss to the Ravens brought their all-time NFL record down to 500 for the first time.
Oh, wow.
The Browns, counting their first iteration and the team that's been playing since 1999, are now 461, 461, and 10.
Wow. And
when they lose this coming week to the Steelers, they will be under 500 for the first time ever. So, not so nice little milestone for the Cleveland Browns, but,
no.
What are you going to do?
I actually, believe it or not, I worked somewhere here in Indy with a guy, and I looked him up because I thought he was just throwing me smoke, but he really did. He played for the Browns when they made the transition from Cleveland to Baltimore. And he didn't play that much. He was like a backup third, fourth string defensive back. But I looked him up after he told me what his name was, and I thought, whatever. Looked him up. Yeah, he actually was there. And so I said, what was it like? You picked up. He said he hated Baltimore. I hate Baltimore. He said, I was a Cleveland Brown. I will always say I was a Cleveland Brown. And he played like 2 years in both. Like he didn't play a lot at all, but he said, I hated going to Baltimore. He said, I went back to Cleveland. He said, I still go back to Cleveland, and I call myself a Cleveland Brown, which is weird. But
I've got to say, man, I just feel so sorry for the fans, really. You just got to feel sorry for all the fans. The fans want something to cheer for. And watching the game last night, my body clock is still on halfway between American time and British time. So I thought I'll watch something dull, and hopefully that will put me to sleep. It didn't. I ended up watching the whole blasted game. But if you watch if you watch the Cleveland, they were just rotating these quarterbacks left, right, and center, just trying to see if anyone has anything there that's worth watching or worth playing, and they just don't. Suggs was all over them. It was just a terrible game, and I feel so bad for them fans. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. Will, do you see an end in sight for the poor suffering Brown fans?
Not really. If they give Hugh Jackson a few years and Haslam actually stays out of his way, he may be able to build something up over time. But they're going 0-16 this.
It's entirely possible.
If you are gonna suck an entire season, I think it's best to go big or go home. So I would now go for the 0-16.
There's the urban legend about the 72 Dolphins popping champagne every time the last undefeated team loses each year. Do you think the 2008 Detroit Lions pop champagne every time the last winless team wins in any given season?
Woo! We're still 0-16. We're the only ones. You have to ask Cliff Averill. He was on that team.
You're right. I forgot that.
Yeah, Cliff Averill. Can you imagine Cliff Averill went from 0-16 to a Super Bowl champ? I mean, that's...
Wow.
Yeah, and even though it wasn't in consecutive years, but wow. I mean, you talk...
And yet the dude from the Patriots went from a Super Bowl team to the Cleveland.
Yeah, right?
Ouch. Yeah, Bill Belichick must really hate Jamie Collins to trade him to Cleveland.
Wow.
Oh, my God. We haven't done this yet, and I think tonight we have to do, at one point, we all have to do our Bill Belichick, so I think, Bill would, but he played defense and he played pretty good, but we wanted to send him to Cleveland, and we got a draft pick, so I'm pretty happy with that. So, all right, there's Bill Belichick for you. What we had to say about the Collins trade. We should all do our Bill Belichick this evening. Everyone can fall asleep. All right, and we'll lose Matt because Matt will be gone.
I'll be now. I've suddenly fallen asleep. You just hear my head hit the keyboard.
All right. Well, Will, thank you once again for the news as always.
Anytime.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
Coming up on this episode of the 12 Man Fan Jam Show, we got a lot of show left, halftime trivia. But coming up next, we would like to take a somber moment and take time to take a moment of silence. We're recording this on Veterans Day. And so we'd like to take a moment and salute those veterans who have served our country and didn't make it back home safely, and for those who did, our eternal gratitude to you all for your sacrifices to keep our families safe. We'll be right back. And now the 12-Man Fan Jam Show proudly presents another installment of Statsman Mark's Remark.
Hey everybody, it's the Statsman with his remarks concerning the win over the Buffalo Bills, the Rex Ryan Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills who have a kicker who has a wife who wants to castrate Richard Sherman. So, wow, there's ESPN First Take material all over the place. The bottom line is, though, we got the win. We got the win. It was a little more sketchy than we like, but we got the win. Wins in the NFL are hard to come by, folks, and we're seeing it with other teams, Green Bay, Minnesota, any number of teams out there struggling that we didn't think would struggle. So count your blessings, take those wins. The offense, again, the blessing there was we finally saw some offensive rhythm, and Wilson was actually looking like his old self. And C.J. Procise is making more of an appearance. And apparently there's a little backstory there with our situation at running back and Michael getting less time. But no matter. There's a run game that I think will be just good enough moving forward to help keep the offense in balance. But that's what we saw with some good rhythm and momentum and some okay play calling. And, hey, we're getting back a little bit on track. And now it is on to Foxborough.
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of episode 417 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. It's time to review last week's Seahawk win over the Bills on Monday Night Football, 31-25. An epic and exciting game, without a doubt. Will, offensively, Mark talked in his little remarks about the team getting into an offensive rhythm. What were your thoughts about the team offensively Monday night?
Well, I think it's clear that Russell Wilson is getting healthier and healthier. Seeing him run it in on that read option in the first quarter practically brought tears to my eyes. It's just like, hey, he's back. Well, he's not quite back, but he's getting there. And, the touch on his deep passes is coming back again a little bit. Jimmy Graham, what can you say about Jimmy Graham that hasn't been said? I mean, that guy is just... This is what we thought we were getting last year, and it's worth the wait. Couple negatives, of course, the running game still not working, and Tom Cable had an interview earlier in the week saying that they had 10 running plays, and on 7 of them there were blown assignments and people doing the wrong stuff, which is inexcusable. And for all the talk about Seattle being a second half team, this is the third straight week in which we've only scored 3 points in the second half. And that almost bit us in this one. So we got to come out stronger in the second half, especially this week. But Russell Wilson's getting better, and if we can get anything going in the running game, look out.
Yeah, I agree. Matt, that running game is Christine Michael. Maybe there's a reason why he bounced from team to team. I mean, we had a lot of high hopes on this guy, but it doesn't seem to be delivering, does he? Or is he the problem, or is it the line? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know, if I'm honest. I mean, I don't see any problem with look, Christian Michael has delivered the goods before, so there's nothing to sit here and say that somehow he's doing anything different, other than the fact that other teams have actually been watching some tape on this kid and has decided how to play against him. Yeah. That's also a possibility. There's the defense is there to stop those running plays from happening. I think Thomas Rawls, is he coming back this week? Is it now confirmed? Is he back?
No,
he's not back this week, but he is practicing. Yeah. He's getting there. Yeah. It's going to be within the next couple of weeks, isn't it, Will?
Possibility of next week. May not be until the Buccaneers game.
Okay.
I mean, I think again, once you've got that ability to sort of share that load a little bit with Christian Michael, I think that again is going to help him too. I think I don't know how well he handles that sort of pressure of being sort of the star running back of a team. He's never been the star running back of a team.
Yeah.
So suddenly he is, and that can make maybe being a bit of a head mess up for him. But I do also think, as I say, I think defenses are watching tape on him and are learning some of the. And I think he's still a great running back.
All right. Well, Matt, what did you think about the defensive performance in that game?
I mean, the defense is sort of a tale of two stories, really. I mean, I think we had a really hard job trying to contain Taylor and LaShawn McCoy. There just seemed to be these sort of holes that these runners can just run straight through us at one point, which seemed very, very uncharacteristic for us, which was frustrating. I think there was a lot of separation and space given to players in the secondary as well, which were allowing them to make some of those throws over in sort of wide open, able to catch wide open and secure the balls and move those chains, which is, again, a problem. I didn't feel that we had a great contain on that until you get to the fourth quarter. And then suddenly in the fourth quarter, our defense comes alive. It does that amazing end zone stand and, ultimately wins us the game. So I think it's a tale of two. I don't really know. I mean, obviously there was the whole, want to talk about probably the Richard Sherman hit the ball. the nightmare that was the end of the half, where both me and Will sat there with our head in our hands thinking, what are these officials doing?
Pretty much.
What is going on? What is going on this field? Because we don't understand what any of the calls were. But a tale of two. I think our play against the run, not so good. Is it Tyrod Taylor? I want to say Tyrod. I don't know.
Tyrod, yes.
It is Tyrod, yeah. I think Taylor and McCoy had their way with us pretty much for most of that game.
Yeah, I do too. One quick question, Will. I know you had mentioned something about, are they wearing grease on their jerseys because we seem to be sliding off of them a lot. Will, what would you say after further review? Was it the defense not tackling, or was it just, let's give the Bills some credit here? I mean, wow, they looked pretty good on offense. Was it the Bills being better than we expected, or was it just our guys having a down game on defense? What are your thoughts?
Well, not to split the baby, but I think there's a little bit of both. I don't think it was our best defensive game until, as Matt pointed out, until it counted.
Right.
But, you do have to give a lot of credit to Tyrod Taylor and LaShawn McCoy. And, watching Taylor spin out of all those, what I thought were surefire sacks and finding the open receivers, I'm just like, is this what it's like for other teams to, fans of other teams to watch their guys play against us with a healthy Russell Wilson? Because no wonder they hate us if that's the case. I was just absolutely losing it.
I swear, I thought LaShawn McCoy had at least 350 yards, and I saw you had like 80, and I thought, no, he's had at least 350. Come on.
How did that happen? I thought he was running wild the whole game.
Me too. Matt, you were at that game. You were in Seattle. Do share your experiences on your Seattle trip, sir.
Well, I mean, as always, Seattle is just it's my second home. It's the place I go to, and I love it very much. I had the great fortune of being able to stay with Cannonball, Brad, and Laura the night before the game. We took a party bus down to Seattle, where there may or may not have been some pole dancing and slut drops. I can't possibly. I can't possibly confirm or deny any of those reports, and any photography is clearly doctored. Then, the atmosphere before the game is incredible. The drinking, the talking, whatever. But actually, I have to say, and I'm not saying this because he's here, but actually spending a game sitting with Will, watching a game of football was just superb. I had great people on that terrace, great people on that line sitting there with us watching. The lady next to me, I don't know her name, but she's wonderful. We had some wonderful chats as well. The atmosphere was electric. The 12s really did get loud. The only thing I would say though is that they seem to be a lot louder on offense these days than they should be.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm glad you said that about the crowd, though, because the crowd was extremely loud. I was very, very happy. It's been a while. The last couple of years, it seems like, it's been kind of the thing to do to go to a Seahawk game, even if you're not, there to yell or whatever. And I've been kind of disappointed in the crowd noise. But this year, the 12s have really been bringing it all year long, and Monday night was no exception. They were extremely loud, I felt. So, very proud of that.
But they seemed louder on offense too, and that's something we got to try and educate some of these 12s about. Is just please be quiet and just let Russell do his thing.
Drive me crazy. The Seahawk chants.
I think it's coming from the Sounders. I think that's where it's coming from. The whole boom boom thing that they do. That needs to stop.
That whole Seahawk chant thing, when Russell comes up and they're chanting Seahawks, no, stop.
Shut up.
Oh, they get excited when they get down to the other. Come on, Russell! I'm like, no, shut up.
The Bills fans that I got to meet were amazing again. I have to say, both the whole of the holiday, I met some fantastic Saints fans, and I met some fantastic Bills fans as well, who were really happy to have a chat about stuff. Yeah, they did feel a little bit aggrieved more than the Saints fans did, I think, obviously because we won this one, especially with the tip play, or the whatever it is, the special teams block that Richard Sherman did. But I mean, the game itself, fantastic. Great to spend time with Will, great to spend time with family and friends over there. And also good to see that Norb, one of our friends of the show, Norb, has also been given his draft card.
I saw that. Great news. Saw that.
Yeah, so that's also fantastic. So all in all, Moses, I had a wonderful time in Seattle, and I cannot wait to book a return flight.
Oh, fantastic! I feel the same way. And that's a great way to go right into let's go ahead and go right into our 2-minute warning.
Holy shit, it's a 2-minute warning!
Let's see how everyone did on the Posse Prediction Challenge last week. Of course, the score was 31-25. First on the scores. 3 points for Little Mo and Statsman Mark. They had the Seahawks with 31 points, and then an extra point for Statsman Mark in his 31-17 score. Prognostications, 3 points to Tom, Jose, Mike Pascal, and Mark Ty Turner. Game balls, 2 points to me, Dustin, Statsman Mark, Tom, Jose, and Mark Ty Turner. And the over-under, 2 points for Matt, Dustin, Statsman Mark, Little Mo, and Mark Ty Turner. Because you all had the over. Meaning the scores this week look like this. Statsman Mark with 8. Mark Ty Turner 7. Little Mo 7. Dustin 4. Tom, Jose, and Mike Pascal 3. Matt, you and I have 2. Which means individual scores look like this. Jose with 30. Little Mo with 28. Mark Ty Turner with 25. And Mike Pascal with 24. Hey, guys. That's for the 5 on the other team. Then, look. There's Dustin at 24. Statsman Mark at 20, but wait, there's Tom, the rest of their team at 19. The bottom is Matt 17, Will 15, and me at 8. And that means that the team scores look like this, gentlemen. Team 12 is leading Team Posse 126 to 84. Now, I'll do the math for you as we carry the 2 and divide for pi. Team 12 is beating us by 42 points right now.
I think we're getting to that point in the evening where they're just going to call the race for the other guys.
No doubt. We need to have congratulations. We're gonna concede right now. No, we've still got time to get them. But wow, we are getting our butts kicked by Team 12. There's just no other way around it. I don't know, Matt. You got to do better. I've got 8 points. I don't know what more you want from me.
I know. And I've got a bit of a nose being too high up the leader table as it is.
You're actually
normally
being
at the
Will.
very bottom. I know. What's that all
The
about?
best part is an 11-year-old who, by the way, Little Mo's birthday was Monday night. So the Seahawks beat the Bills for Little Mo's birthday, which is pretty cool.
Oh, happy belated birthday, little Mo.
Happy
doubt.
birthday.
The big 1-1. He's 11. 11-year-old is in second place in this whole thing.
Have you planned what you're going to do next year for his 12th?
Ooh, no.
Ooh. You got a year to plan, sir. You got a year to plan.
Yeah, the big 1-2. We're going to have to do something for that. We'll have to figure that out. Well, while we figure that out, let's go ahead and go to halftime.
Holy it's halftime!
Coming up, so much more show. Will the Seahawks win Sunday night? Will our balls be inflated correctly? Does Giselle wear the pants in that relationship? All these answers and more, just around the corner. But first, another wonderful edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Coming up next!
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
This is Dustin. Thanks for listening.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her.
Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the best play-along Seahawk-themed trivia game show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And here's your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Yes, thank you, me, and welcome to another edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia.
Of the world.
That trivia game that tests the knowledge of both our posse and our listeners. Our contestants are the posse themselves, Will and Matt, and here are the rules. So here's how the trivia game works. There'll be 2 rounds of questions. Each contestant answers 1 question each round. If they get it correct, they get 1 point. After 2 rounds of questions, there'll be a final trivia question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, then the tie players go on to a special secret overtime question where the winner becomes reigning 12-man Fan Jam Show Trivia Champion and also gets a prize chosen especially for them. As an added bonus to those listening on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, the questions and possible answers will be displayed on your screen so you, the viewer and listener, can play along as well. If you do, please let us know how you did on the questions. Remember, there's no Googling, no phone a friend, and please, no wagering. However, there is a lifeline. Before taping this show, my 2 charming Seahawk fan children, Mosette and Little Mo, did take the quiz as well. If the contestants want to know what the kids said, they can ask that but once and only once during the entire game show and only in the first 2 rounds. Now let's get ready to play 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. Alright, gentlemen, you know the rules. Topic Seahawks and Patriots. I will not tell you, there are 6 questions, and 2 of them are not football questions, and 4 of them are football questions. So each of you will have 2 questions and 1 non-football question in that group. So, 3 questions together, I mean. 2 football questions, 1 non-football question. Is that clear enough? All right, here we go.
Okay, one more time from the top, Moses.
What's this game called again?
Take it, if you are early lunch, but not second period, put your hook on the bottom rack next to the ties besides the suits. But before you get your shoes, all right?
Okay, Moses, can you go a little slower so I can write this down?
If you have lunch before second period. Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Matt, are you even or are you odd?
I am very, very odd.
Matt is odd.
And I'm getting even.
Will is even.
Yes.
We're going to do 6 questions straight through because it's mano y mano here.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Question 1 is Matt.
Yes.
All right, Matt, it is a football question.
All right.
And the last time the Seahawks beat the Patriots in New England, how many times was Rick Myers sacked? 4, 5, or 6? That'll take you back. Some Oregon for you!
Bloody hell, that does take me back.
Yeah.
5. What'd you say, 4, 5, or 6?
4, 5, or 6, yeah.
5.
Going 5. All right. You went 5. Mosette went 4. Little Mo went 6. Oh. It was 4. Sorry. 4 times.
Is that back in 93?
Yes, it is.
I would have guessed 6. If it was 93. I mean, jeez.
No kidding. All right, here's your question. Your question is a football question also. The last time the Seahawks beat the Patriots in Seattle. That's in Seattle this time.
Yes.
How many interceptions did Tom Brady throw? 1, 2, or 3? Tom Brady.
I remember 1 to Thomas and 1 to Sherman, so I'm going to say 2.
You added it together, did you?
Well, I used my fingers, so.
Yeah, right. 1 to Thomas and 1 to Sherman, so 11. No. 2. Little Mo said 1. You said 2. Yeah.
Was
It's
2,
2.
yeah.
It's 2. Well done. And Will is on the board. All right, Matt.
Yes.
This question is not
Ooh.
a football question. And it is the topic besides the Seahawks and Patriots. And it is related to Seahawks and Patriots because it is the Katy Perry question. Of course, we all know Katy Perry did halftime the Super Bowl 49. So there's your tie-in.
Left shark. Left shark.
All right. Here we
I
go.
know so little about Katy Perry. Go on then.
No shark. It's about Katy Perry. And my question to Matt about Katy Perry is this. What is Katy Perry's real name? What's her real name? Is it Katie Bonaducci, Katie Hudson, or Katie Smith?
Katie Hudson. Now that I knew, it's Katie Hudson.
Are you sure?
I am. Yes.
Katie Hudson, he says.
Yes.
Mosette said Katie Hudson. Little Mo
Well, that's
said
just not her real name's Catherine. Catherine Hudson. But yeah.
Yeah. Katie Hudson.
Close enough.
Just like my daughter. I said, what's her real name? Katie Hudson. I said, can I give you the options? No, I know it's Katie Hudson. All right, fine.
I'm so pleased
All
I got that. That was the only question about Katy Perry you could have asked me that I would probably have got.
Well, there's
straight
one more
off.
floating around with Will's name on it, but we won't go there now. Will, this is not it. This is a football question.
Okay.
And it's about Super Bowl 49. I've tried to forget that myself.
Thanks.
Wow. Here we go.
How many penalties did the Seahawks have in Super Bowl 49? 5, 6, or 7?
74.
105. 5, 6, or 7. How many penalties did the Seahawks have in Super Bowl 49?
I've repressed so many memories about that
I
game.
know.
I'll split the difference and go 6.
You'll split the difference and go 6.
Excuse
Little
me.
Mo said 7. Mosette said 5. You said 6. I'm sorry. It is 7. It is 7, yeah.
Suck.
All right. Matt, Super Bowl.
Crap, that means my next one's a non-football.
It does. It's Katy Perry.
What's Katy Perry's bra size?
Yeah. Okay. Matt.
Yes.
How many turnovers were there in Super Bowl 49? How many turnovers were there? 3, 4, or 5 turnovers in Super Bowl 49? There were a lot of them.
There were. 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's different. 4.
Did you say
Can't
what?
remember
Did you say flibble? I don't know. I'll say flibble. Is that a new number?
Cough. 4.
4?
He said
Oh,
4.
the cough. The cough.
Oh, you can't
4.
say 4 because the options are. Oh
3,
yeah,
4,
3, 4,
5.
5. Yeah.
3, 4, or 5. So yes, he can say 4.
Yes, you can.
I get. Yes,
Okay.
I get.
4.
He
Fine.
can even say flibble.
Fine. Flip. It's flibble. Mosette said 3. You
We're
said
descending
4.
into madness.
Little Mo said 5. We haven't got the Katy Perry question yet. Flibble. Flibble's
Flibble.
wrong.
How many was it?
It's 3.
Oh, shut up.
It was 3. Okay.
No.
Here you go. This is maybe one of my favorite questions all time. All right, here we go,
dear.
Will. As a child,
Oh dear.
what cereal was Katy Perry not allowed to eat? Blueberry
Whiskey.
Crunch, Urkel O's, or Lucky Charms? One of these cereals her parents forbid her from eating. Was it Blueberry Crunch, Urkel O's, or Lucky Charms? God, I love this question.
Okay, I had to give you props for even remembering that Urkel O's were an actual thing, so
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to guess that one, just
Urkel
because,
O's.
even though it's probably wrong.
Did I eat that? All right. He says Urkelos. Little Mo said Urkelos after he said, "What the hell's an Urkelo?" I said that. That's right.
I feel old now.
Yeah, Mosette said Lucky Charms. You said Urkelos. Now, I'm sorry. Okay, it's Lucky Charms, and let me tell you why. This is the best part. According to the website, her family was very religious, and Lucky was close to Lucifer. I'm not making this up. So that's why she couldn't eat him. Her family was a little weird.
Music?
All right.
You know, if you hadn't put Urkelos on there, I would have guessed Lucky Charms. But I just had to go with the Urkelos.
Oh, you got thrown with the Urkelos. That's not the first time that's happened to anybody. All right. Final question. You're both tied, so I guess we'll go Will and then Matt. The final question. It's high-low, of course. The closest one to get it without going over gets the points and the championship for this evening. If you're both over, the one that's closest to the number wins. Here's your final question. I said Will and Matt, right? All right, Will?
Yeah.
The last time the Seahawks beat the Patriots in New England, that was that game in '93 you talked about.
Yep.
How many total passing yards did Rick Meyer have in that game? How many total passing yards did Rick Meyer have in that game?
157.
Will says 157. Matt?
158.
Ooh, he prices right, yeah. 150. Well, we have a winner.
I should think so.
Well, yeah.
Sort of how it works.
Yeah. The last time the Seahawks beat the Patriots in New England, 1993, Rick Meyer was quarterback. He threw for a whopping 117 yards.
Woohoo!
The winner took it all, baby! Will, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Fantastic. Katy Perry, the Seahawks, everybody was here. Another crowd pleasing.
Urkel O's, yeah. Now I know. I'm going to have a nice heaping bowl of Urkel O's to celebrate.
I'm going to have to Google. I've got to Google what the hell these things are.
While you're Googling, it's been another heart-stopping, crowd-pleasing, award-winning edition of 12 Fan Jam Show Trivia. We'll be right back with the second half of the show after this quick station identification. Take us out, Sammy Hagar.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Yes, welcome to the third quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Hey, you! Yes, you eating a Boston cream pie. Like or comment on the video. Join us on Facebook at the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page. Email us. Tweet us. Make us part of your Seahawk fix. Do it now. You know the Patriots are going to watch you. All right. This quarter, we take a long look at the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Here is your tail of the tape. As you see here, the Patriots, obviously, top 10 on offense and top 15 in defense. All right. Dr. Will, what is the key injury for this game, sir?
Well, actually, the key seems to be players coming back from injury. You've got Cam Chancellor, whose groin has finally healed to the point where he's not even on the injury report, which was nice. Bradley Sowell, our erstwhile left tackle, listed as questionable, has a good chance of playing. If the team even wants him to play, they may decide they want George Fant in there. So that'll be interesting to see what they do there. Do have one new addition to the injury report, and that's Kristen Michael, who was limited in practice today and is listed as questionable. So, so if he can't go, it looks like Procise and Procise, not Spiller. I won't do that again. CJ Procise and Alex Collins will split time. Right. Interesting thought. Might they bring Troy Maine Pope up from the practice squad? So definitely a little bit of intrigue, but it will be good to see Cam Chancellor back there.
It will. He pulled his groin, pulled it right off. from last week. Apparently, Cam Chancellor's groin has come back. Holy cow! Look at the groin.
I love that. That was
Thank
one
you.
of the
Mary
best things
Carey,
of last week.
ladies and
People, if you've not listened to last week's, you must go listen to last week's podcast because he does it even better in last week's.
I do it even better last week. Not bad for a dead guy. All right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Cam being back is going to be huge. A lot of people getting healthy. We talked a little bit about, it looks like Rawls is seeing the light at the end of his tunnel. And then I think I heard also, if I'm not mistaken, Will Bennett, like a week or two, like he's on schedule.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much longer for either Rawls or Bennett. So
Awesome.
if not next week against the Eagles, I'd say a good shot for at Tampa Bay the following week.
And you put all that together with a number 3 who looks better and stronger and faster every week. And things are rather clicking very well for this team right now, health-wise. We'll keep knocking on. Clicking. What's that clicking noise? You turn that turn signal on, my cousin be like, what's that clicking noise? All right, speaking of clicking noises, Matt.
Yes.
What is the weather going to be for us in New England?
Well, first and foremost, if you're not coming to England, but first and foremost, I did have to send a message to Edna over on Seattle local news because she was very good with her forecast, but she did not forecast 2 Black Hawk helicopters coming through the middle of the stadium at the beginning. So I had to go back to her because that's something clear that people need to know is going to happen. We need to be able to dress appropriately for that. And she completely missed that out of her forecast last week. So I apologise on behalf of Edna, and I have written her a very strongly worded letter. She's no use. She's no use whatsoever for us in this game because obviously she's only confined really to 3 downtown areas of Seattle. That's the only part that she ever gets right. So I can't really ask her to help me with Foxborough. As I understand it, though, this is a night game. What time are they kicking off, Will, in American language?
8:30 local time, 5:30 Seattle time.
PM. So we're talking now. Yeah, the highs during the day are going to be 58 degrees Fahrenheit during the day at Foxborough, which is about 14 degrees centigrade. But in the evening, it's supposed to drop to a low potentially of -1 degree centigrade or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So the temperature could really well be trailing off as the game kicks off, or at least starts to get even cooler as the game progresses throughout the evening. It's not supposed to rain, however, and there's snow or anything like that. So just a very chilly but clear night.
Nice. Matt, I'm relevantly confident and sure in saying that I don't think anyone listening to this really gives a shit about Celsius. So,
the thing is that you have English people that are listening to this, and I can tell you have English people that are listening to this, and we don't understand what all those F's and F's mean.
Yeah, what way to insult one of our few demographics there, Moses.
No,
the rest of the entire world that uses centigrade.
I'm saying that because before the show, Matt was like trying to figure out, okay, now you subtract 2 and you multiply to figure out what Celsius is going to be.
Well, I see. The thing is, I've got to think. Is it cold? When I say 58, that sounds hot.
It's a little chilly.
It's not hot. It's a little chilly.
58 for you would be like 150, wouldn't it, or something like that?
It's something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, in order for me to be able to give the right inflection in my voice, when I say it's going to be chilly, I need to know whether it's going to be chilly. Because if I say it's going to be chilly and it's 86, and it turns out to be 29 degrees or something,
see, and if I woke up and I found out, if I woke up and the temperature they told me outside was 16. I'm freaking putting all kinds of clothes on, and I go out there in England, and it's beautiful out.
It will still be chilly.
A little bit, but not like, winter coat chilly.
Not like 12 layers chilly.
Yeah.
No, you're going to want a light jacket. You're potentially going to want a light pair of gloves, maybe fingerless, a little bit of light walking stuff, that sort of stuff.
See, you're going all Edna on us now.
But no capes.
Or Dory Monson, one of the two.
Or Dory Monson. Oh my goodness.
Is that a guy?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for the wonderful weather. I'm kidding about Celsius. I'm kidding. People do care about the Celsius. Although, under the current conditions, I don't know what we're going to be measuring stuff in over the next 4 years. It's about $500 bills outside. That's how cold it is.
He'll call them Trumps. That's what it'll be. 35 Trumps.
35 Trumps.
Levels of hell.
Ooh, all right. Before we lose any more listeners, let's go ahead and finish this with the phrase, the Seahawks win this game if. Will the Seahawks win this game if?
they can get consistent pressure on Tom Brady with their front four and don't have to resort to a blitz.
Nice. Matt, the Seahawks win this game
if they fire on all phases of the game, have to be on top point.
All right, and I'm going to say the Seahawks win this game if Cliff Averill doesn't get a concussion again, which pretty much ruined us in the Super Bowl. Averill was absolutely destroying them, and it was only a year and a half ago, so we can kind of base a year and a half ago with what's going to happen in this game, and if that's the case, Cliff Averill is going to have probably a really, really big game against New England, and if he can just dominate, like you said, front four, if we can get pressure with the front four, it's going to be a very long, long game. All right, that's the end of the third quarter.
It's the end of the third quarter, bitches.
Coming up, it's time to put all this information together and make our predictions, prognostications, and game balls for this week's game against the Patriots. You are listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. No cheating here. We'll be right back after this.
Hello everybody, this is StatsMan Mark, and when I'm not listening to Charo's greatest hits on 8-track tape, I'm listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show.
And now the 12-Man Fan Jam Show proudly presents another installment of Statsman Mark's Remarks.
Hey everybody, this is the Statsman again with his remarks concerning those dreaded New England Patriots. And what can you say? Cheaters or not, that's a very good football team. You know what? There really isn't much to say. We've heard it, courtesy of that four-letter network, ad nauseum, everything about this damn team for the last 15 years. So they've stolen my thunder. There's nothing new I can report, other than they are what they are. They're a good football team. I think they're pretty much easily the class of the AFC. We're going into Foxborough. They have a wonderful record there, and so on and so forth. Really, the key to this game is just like many other, but it's even more so. There's less margin for error to have against a team like the Patriots that can score on anybody. And you know what? The bottom line is, despite what we're facing, I think this is one of those weeks where people around the league are going to go, "What? Seattle?" And yes, I think we're going to get the victory here. It's going to be 27-24 Seahawks. I think we will sack Tom Brady 3 times minimum. And I'm going to give my game ball to Cliff Averill. I think he's going to have a little bit more magic like he did against the Bills. And that is how I see it.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
Ah, yes, it's the time for the fourth and final quarter of this episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. May we?
May we?
All right. So, hey, I got an idea. Let's do a top 3, because we always do a top 3 at the start of the fourth. From our offices located in a pile of Boston baked beans comes the top 3 little-known facts about New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. Now, this is interesting because Bill's kind of a quiet guy, and we have not done our Bill Belichicks this evening. We'll do that during our predictions, baby. But not a lot of people know a lot about Bill Belichick, but I was able to find out 3 things that you may not know about this guy. So this should be really exciting. Okay. Number 3, he once had a passionate affair with Betty White. I had no idea that he went back that far.
Yeah?
A passionate affair with Betty White.
The images.
Yeah. Can you see him?
I really love you, Betty. It's been incredible.
Betty, you really turn me on right now.
Yeah,
So I'd go up back and take your clothes off. Bill Belichick phone line. Can you hear it?
Is it always that dusty?
Yeah. Talk to me, Bill. Well, I really like you, and I think we should go in back, and you should take your clothes off. Yes, more, Bill. Okay.
It could be worse. Could have been Rex Ryan doing that.
Yeah. Will, passionate affair with Betty White. Thoughts?
I'm just here to talk about Seattle.
All right. Number 2, little known fact about New England Patriot head coach Bill Belichick. He has a man crush on Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake. Matt?
Don't we all?
Yeah. I have a man crush on Justin Timberlake, I'll admit
it. No, Will doesn't.
Well, yeah, Justin Timberlake. He's
I
really,
do.
really great guy. And I really like him. All right. And the number 1 little known fact about New England Patriot head coach Bill Belichick, he likes to cheat because he likes to feel dirty. All right. I like to
Yikes.
cheat. It makes me feel dirty, and I kind of like it. It kind of turns me on because when I cheat and then people think I'm cheating, it's really cool. All right, here we go. Before we move on to the game, I do want to say, Jose Rodriguez, we had the socks situation where I had borrowed kind of Statsman Mark's socks and was wearing them last week actually while we were recording. Took pictures if you're really into that. But anyway, Jose said you keep the socks because you've worn them and you've washed them. So I'm keeping the socks, Mark. So I owe you a pair of socks. All right. Now let's move on to this game. Current line is Seattle, 7.5-point underdogs, and our over-under will be at 48.5. These numbers have been presented for entertainment purposes only. 12-Man Fan Jam Show does not endorse betting on anything any time. Don't take anything we say seriously. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Our predictions, here's how we're doing it. You know how we're doing it. And let's get to the picks. All right, Little Mo for Team 12 said 31-24 Seattle. Wilson, 3 touchdown passes, and Wilson is his game ball. Jose says 35-31 Seattle. Prognostication, Shed gets a pick. Game ball, Russ with 3 touchdowns. Tom, I have a bad feeling about this game. Patriots coming off a bye with season low on injury report. Ours seems to keep piling up. Well, it's gotten a little better. With no Bennett, no Marsh to a bad ankle, they can double team Averill, and unless Clark comes up with a huge game, we're in trouble. With Martellus Bennett and Gronk on the field, we don't have the matchups to cover them. I unfortunately don't see us able to pull this out. I hope I'm wrong. 30-20 Patriots, because we'll have to play from behind and we'll have to rely on our passing game. Maybe we can come from behind. Russell Wilson, 300 yards passing. Game ball to Russell Wilson. All right. Mike Pascal's picks. Okay, here goes. And may the Reverend Moses forgive my blasphemy. I'm just trying to win. Score, Seattle loses 19-23. Prognostication, Baldwin gets a touchdown, game ball to Sherman. Mark Ty Turner. Oh, wow. At New England. Hawks will be without Bennett and possibly Bam Bam. Well, Bam Bam's coming back. If the Hawk D had trouble with Tyrod Taylor at home, how are we going to stop Tom Brady in Foxborough? The answer is they don't. Patriots 28, Seahawks 13. CJ Precise scores his first NFL touchdown, a TC reception. Game ball to Precise, who is the lone bright spot in an otherwise dismal game. Wow. 3 out of 5 picked the Patriots. Time for our posse picks. Statsman Mark says 27-24 Seahawks. Brady sacked 3 times. Game ball to Averill. Dustin, who is not here, sent me his stuff. Prognostication with no run game to speak of. A chance to win is solely on Russell Wilson's arm. He will, for the first time in his career, throw 50 passes in a single game. Wow. Game ball to Russell. Score 31-30 Seahawks. Matt!
Yes.
What is your prognostication prediction in
Well,
game ball?
I've been you're throwing me a curveball here because all I kept thinking about now is socks. The rule here on socks, right, which is if you wear them and then you wash them, you get to keep them. Is that the same with a car? So if I drive your car and then I wash it, do I get to keep it?
Well, if I leave it, if I visit you for a weekend and I leave my car there and I don't call later and say, "Hey, I left my car there. Can I get my car back?" and I don't say anything about it, and you have it for a while and you take it home with you and you wash it and you take it for a drive, you put gas in it, you take it a couple places. I'd say after a while, if I haven't called about the car, it's yours.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to keep that. Cool.
Yeah.
Just writing a note of that down. Just write that down.
So hard to know proper etiquette these days.
It is.
Indeed. I've got a feeling, Moses.
Got a feeling.
Yeah, I have.
This is Sunday's not going to be a good night.
Not going to be a great night on Sunday, I'm afraid, everybody. I hate to be the one to burst people's 50 completion bubbles. What's going to happen is this. The score is going to be New England 24, Seattle 17. I'm going to give my game ball to Lockett, though, because I think he's going to run one back for a full 6. But that will be the only highlight in an otherwise penalty-filled, dismal game.
So you're saying Lockett a kick return of some time?
Yeah, I still think he'll get a kick return for 6. I still think that will go. Don't have a problem with that. That will be a bright spot. But I think we're going to punish ourselves on penalties. I think we are not going to be able to rush in without blitzing, which means that we'll open up holes for him to be able to dunk that ball off to people. And I think we're going to have I think it's going to struggle and I'm giving us 17 because I'm feeling optimistic. So yeah, not a great game for us, I'm afraid.
Well, I hate it when we open up holes for Tom Brady.
Oh, that is just
yeah. Will.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm well, Moses. How are you?
Good. I'm doing all right. Got this sinus thing though, but that's another story. Prediction, prognostication, game ball. What you got?
Moses, I came into this week thinking that, it just wasn't a good matchup for us. Doesn't look good on paper. Conventional wisdom says we lose this game. Then I got to thinking, in a 7-day span, the Cubs won the World Series and Donald Trump won the presidency. Conventional wisdom is done. Okay,
right.
All bets are off.
okay.
So screw it. Seahawks 31, Patriots 28, which is what should have been the final score of Super Bowl 49.
Yes.
Nice.
Game ball goes to Jimmy Graham, who, prognostication, catches the game-winning touchdown pass with less than a minute remaining. Yes, we are going to try to throw a touchdown pass in the last minute of the game to beat New England again. This time it will work.
Oh, God, what a story that would be. That would be like the best ever, wouldn't it? Oh,
yes.
I'd take it.
I'd take it.
I tell you what, though. I don't know. I am stunned, and I'm a little shocked. I mean, a lot of these picks from the posse and from you guys and from Team 12 are picking the Seahawks to actually lose. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, this team is not a loser, okay? The Patriots are losers, okay? Hey, was it over when the Seahawks beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 49?
The Seahawks didn't beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 49.
Forget it. He's rolling.
We all we got? We all we need. Come on, let's go. Look at you. What happened to the posse I used to know? Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Huh? This could be one of our biggest wins of the season, but you think it's going to be one of the worst. Oh, Moses, we can't beat the Patriots. Well, kiss my butt from now on. Not me. I'm not picking a loss. Bill Belichick, loser. Tom Brady, loser. Gronkowski, loser! I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid prediction on somebody's part, and I'm just the guy to give it. Watch the Seahawks set an NFL world on its ear this weekend. Watch Jimmy Graham get more receiving yards than Gronkowski. That's my prognostication. Watch my game ball Russell Wilson show Tom Brady who the better quarterback is. And watch in shock and awe as my Seahawks win this game by a score of Seattle Seahawks 28, New England Patriots 24. There isn't a dry eye in the house right now, is there?
I think there's 4.
Okay.
Well, guess what? It's time to bring another wonderful and amazing 12-man Fan Jam show to a sad close. We're so glad you decided to waste some time with us. We certainly hope you laughed a little. Maybe you learned a little something. What did we learn this evening? Well, we learned what teams are allowed to get high. And we learned how low the Browns have gotten. So on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, our new sound Shadowhawk Will, Statsman Mark, Dustin as the Beaver wherever he is, Roger Goodell, Mosette, Little Mo, Steve Grogan, Sam Bam Cunningham, Buddy Hackett, Sheila McRae, Art Carney. Good night, everybody, and go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Nobody in Animal House was harmed in the making of this